everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you with the most fun commanders to build and to play. Let's jump into them. So, first up, well, I will remind you that all these commanders are in a card list link in the description below in case you want to build around them, and Gix Yawgmoth Freighter is so much fun. It combines some of those amazing things in Commander. Number 1, politics, kind of. Number 2, Villainous Wealth, basically. A 3/3 Phyrexian Praetor for 3 mana in black. It says, whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life. If they do, they draw a card. Am I paying 7 mana in total? You discard X cards and exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells from among them without paying their cost. Now, basically with this one, you are, again, kind of politicking in a way. I guess, like, the way that black politics, it's like, hey, do you want to attack other players for, like, value and do my bidding? I mean, yeah, everyone gets value out of it, right? Except for everyone's in pain. Except for me. I guess technically I'm in pain as well, because if I'm hitting opponents, I get to draw cards for the cost of life as well. It allows you to, again, encourage opponents to go elsewhere with their attacks. That's cool. And also go super low to the ground, super evasive creatures, which you've got a good amount of them in black, and swing out at your opponents, get a ton of cards, and then all of a sudden go, yeah, it's Villainous Wealth time. And just do that ability where you go, all right, let's discard a ton of cards, maybe get some additional value off of discarding. There are plenty of ways to do that, and then steal so many things for your opponents. And there's no better feeling than beating opponents with their own cards. It is so much fun. I mean, Villainous Wealth is one of my favorite cards of all time. And this commander is basically Villainous Wealth on a body that, again, politics into swinging, and it's a lot of fun. Pick it up. Speaking of fun, though, one that gets slept on, an oldie but a goodie, because players think it has to be built in a certain way. Kaseto Orochi Archmage, a 2/2 Snake Wizard for 3 mana in Simic, and it says, pay Simic, target creature can't be blocked this turn. If that creature is a snake, it's +2/+2 until that turn. Now, this is one of those cards that literally would probably see more play if it didn't have certain text on it. If it literally had less text on it, it would probably see more play. Being able to go, all right, here's the thing. That creature, you can't block it. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Just going, okay, any creature that you want is unblockable. Keep in mind, it doesn't say creature you control, number 1, so you can politic with this and be like, hey, yeah, Voltron deck over there, I see what you're doing, all right? You got a really cool giant creature. Cool. All right, how about we swing that at that player instead? And if you do, I'll make it unblockable. Oh, okay, cool. Free swing at another opponent to take them out? Great. Again, you can politic with that, but also, of course, you can just throw the most large creatures on the battlefield of all time, the big, dumb creatures like Realm Seekers and Beast of Burden and just dumb creatures like that. They're like, all right, I'm just big and dumb. I have no keywords, and I literally cannot trample over. I can't fly over. I've got no evasion. I'm just going to run to a brick wall and stop, and that brick wall's like a 1/1. And this commander says, no. You're getting through. Go ahead. You can just ignore the whole snake thing. You really can. Now, you can also utilize the snake thing, especially if you turn this into a Voltron commander itself, which you definitely can, and make it unblockable, which can be quite fun, especially with, like, Raised by Giants. That being said, yeah, just go, all right, that big creature's unblockable. It's coming through. Goodbye. Now, speaking of big creatures coming through, this one does have trample. Shroofus Sproutsire, a 1/1 sapling with trample for 3 mana in green. Whenever a sapling you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green sapling creatures tokens. This one is one that just explodes out of nowhere. It is so much fun. All you need to do is literally just go, this commander plus some anthems, and all of a sudden you've got the most massive army of all time, tall and wide, because it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Because not only when this hits do you get saplings, but when your saplings hit, you get saplings, which make more saplings to make more saplings. Does that make sense? Here's the thing again. Literally, let's just picture this, okay? You just play like a, Gaia's Anthem, all right? That's like the 3 mana in green, +1/+1 to all your creatures. Okay, cool. Let's pretend that you already hit with Shroofus, all right? You already got through. You already made, maybe, let's say, 5 saplings, okay? You've got 5 other ones. All right, so you've got your Gaia's Anthem, and now those saplings swing. Let's say you get through with them. Okay, you just hit for 10 damage, now you make 10 saplings. All of a sudden, you've got 15 saplings. Next time you swing and you hit, you get 30. I mean, I'm assuming that you get them all through, obviously, right now with this mathematical equation, but it just shows that even at a base level with just one Anthem in play, all of a sudden, your army grows exponentially, and it's absolutely absurd. Absolutely so much fun. And of course, you can go super tall with this one and make a ton of creatures too. Have fun with it. Next up, Emiel the Blessed. Now, this one is one that you definitely can go hyper, push with. You can go hyper crazy with. You can go hyper combo-y with, let's just say. A 4/4 unicorn for 4 mana in Selesnya, technically. Pay 3 exile target creature you control, and then return to the battlefield under Toski's control. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield under your control, you pay Selesnya. If you do, counter on. If it's unicorn, 2 counters on instead. Again, a commander that would probably see more play if it wasn't like, well, I don't want to play unicorns, so, yeah, I don't really care about that part. Yeah, you can ignore that. It does not matter. Now, you definitely can go with unicorns with it, sure. But also, you could just go, hey, you know what I'm going to do? Blink some massive, amazing things that have great ETBs. Now, with that, again, you definitely can go combo. You can go, okay, I've got these amazing things that I blink, and I do it again and again and again and again and again. Basically, Deadeye Navigator style. Sure, you can definitely do that. That being said, you don't have to do that. You can definitely go, all right, I've got these amazing ETBs. I can utilize them as a toolboxy style commander by going, okay, that ETB draws me cards. That ETB removes things. That ETB pumps all my creatures. Okay, cool. I can utilize them whenever I need to by paying mana. And of course, you are in green, so you've got so much ramp that you can go, okay, yeah, whenever I need to, I can activate this and utilize it. It can be such a fun build in such a different direction for a Selesnya deck. Have fun with it. And sometimes it's just fun to burn things down to the ground. And who is better at burninating things than Torbran, Thane of Red Fel, a 2/4 Dwarf Normal for 4 mana in red. A red source you control would deal damage to an opponent. A permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. So basically, any kind of a tiny little ping effect turns into a lightning bolt, which is so much fun. Being able to go, okay, yeah, everyone, ping, yeah, take 1. Oh, wait, no, that's 3. Yeah, you can just create so many different repeat effects that are out there just pinging opponents like Impact Tremor style. There are a lot of those kind of cards. So chuck them all into a deck, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that deals 3, that deals 3, that deals 3, that deals 3, that deals 3. You can do so much damage with this commander so quickly. Again, sometimes commander games can take a long time, all right? And sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm really in the mood for a quick one. Make it real quick by taking everyone down really quickly with Torbran, Thane of Red Fel. Next up, it is hard to argue against Toski when it comes to fun. Toski is, first of all, so adorable and so cute. Who wouldn't love Toski? Look at that. This is a squirrel with a beard and, like a mustache and stuff. All right, it's awesome. 1/1 squirrel for 4 mana in green. It can't be countered. It's indestructible. Attacks each combat phase. Whenever a creature control deals card neutral player, draw a card. Who says green can't do things? No one says that. Green does literally everything. Here's the thing about Toski, all right? If you're a player that, doesn't like, your commander stopped, essentially, I want to make sure my commander's on the field. Yeah, Toski's going to basically be on the field the whole time, all right? Again, it's uncounterable, so your opponents can't go, you know what? No, you just can't get that out. No, it's going through that. Also, it's indestructible, so it gets around many kinds of removal and board wipe, so it's going to be staying around for quite a bit, and it is a massive draw engine. And, of course, it's super aggressive little squirrel. It's like, I must attack. You have this, little 1/1 going, ah! Yeah, it's fun. All right, anyways. Being able to go, again, with that flying men type strategy, but in green instead of a blue strategy, being able to go, all right, let me find all these miscellaneous cards that are really low to the ground, 1/1s or whatnot, that are slightly evasive in different weird ways. Okay, Forest Walk, cool. Swamp Walk, I'm pretty sure there's some swamp walking range to an alligator or something like that. Oh, or just those ones that can't be blocked except by flyers, like Spire Tracer type cards. It's so much fun to just chuck these random cards, that essentially players I've never heard of. I'm like, all right, now I'm going to be drawing 5 cards off of this one throughout the rest of the game. Have fun. Go super wide, draw so many cards, pump your creatures again with all the pump spells that you have, take over the game, draw more cards than all the blue players, and they'll be super jealous. Have fun. Okay, hear me out. Sometimes it's just fun to take an old commander that no one plays at all and say, you know what, I'm going to make this my own. All right, so we're taking a bit of a side road, a little detour with this one, all right? Commander Greven il-Vec. This is one that not many players either know about or, have ever seen in the wild because, Yeah, I mean, power creep is definitely a thing that does happen, you know, in Magic. I don't know if you've heard about that, but there are definitely commanders that are more powerful than this one. Shocker, I know. Anyways, this one from all the way back in 1997, back in Tempest, I believe. A 7/5 for 6 mana in black. I think it's a Phyrexian. I don't know what else it would be. Anyways, it's been errated at this point. When it comes into play, enters the battlefield, sacrifice a creature. Okay, so that's a downside back in the day, right? Now, these days, we can actually turn that into an upside where you have creatures that actually want to be sacrificed, or you just have, like, miscellaneous creature fodder out there like, yeah, I've got, like, a 1/1 bat. Sure, okay, I'll sacrifice that, whatever. That being said, of course, there are creature fodder like, when I get sacrificed, when I go to the graveyard, you get all this value, and you want that. That being said, very simple, very effective, can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures. Here's the thing. If your opponents aren't playing those, this is an unblockable commander that is a 3-shot KO. Of course, you do have things like Hatred in black. You've got things that, you know, like double strike effects, essentially, you know, like Fire Shrieker type cards with, you know, equipment. You can very easily turn this into a 2-shot KO and even a 1-shot KO. And again, against certain opponents that literally are like, I'm playing the most powerful commander of all time. And you're like, all right, but do you have any artifact creatures, any black creatures? Well, no. Okay, 1-shot KO, you're gone. Bye. Next. Commander Greven il-Vec is here to just take names and take them down. Okay, taking a step back into the more modern era of Magic, Beledros Witherbloom is an absolute blast. A 4/4 Elder Dragon with flying for 7 mana in Golgari. Beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 black-green pest creature token with. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life by paying 10 life on tap. All lands you control activate only once each turn. Now, here's the thing with this one. Yeah, you get a lot of value throughout the game in both ways. So this is one where, again, you're getting so many creature tokens in play. Again, literally 1 per upkeep. Not just your upkeep. Not just your upkeep. I made that mistake a long, long time ago with, like, an upkeep trigger that's supposed to happen every turn, and I kind of forgot about that, and I only did it on my upkeep, and I will never make that mistake again. Yet you get so much value, so many creature tokens, and again, some life gain with that too, which is nice. That being said, the real kicker here is, oh yeah, I pay 10 life and I get to untap on my lands. Wow. Just be able to go, all right, you know what? Wilderness Reclamation whenever I want it. So on my turn, I can basically double up my mana, which is insane. Or again, if like an opponent's got me on the ropes on their turn and I need mana, I can go, you know what? Life is just a resource. Let me use it. All right, let me untap, get all my mana back, and then do some crazy things. And of course, yeah, I mean, those pests can gain you life back, obviously, but there's plenty of other ways to gain a ton of life back. Like, you know, you go like Exsanguinate with extra mana. Awesome. Gaining a ton of life. You got lots of ways to reset your life total, to get more life, to dominate your opponents, to go wide. It is a blast with this commander. Now, if you haven't seen my deck tech on Myojin of Seeing Wins, make sure you check it out because, my goodness, it is a doozy, and it is so much fun. And again, it is one of those commanders that your opponents are going to be like, What are you doing with that? And you're like, yeah, don't worry about it. It is a commander that, well, people don't play as a commander because, they don't, because Wizards intentionally designed it. Now, they didn't design this one, but the newer Myojins, basically. They intentionally designed the newer Myojins to not be commanders. Inspired by these, which were never designed, like, with anything that in mind. A commander wasn't really that much of a thing back then anyways. But a 3/3 Spirit for 10 mana in blue, and you're like, 10 mana? I mean, like, 6 is a lot for a commander. You're like, don't worry about it, it's 10. Oh, but it's kind of like 20, actually. Anyways, come play a Divinity counter on if you played it from your hand. It's indestructible as long as there's a Divinity counter on it. Remove a Divinity counter from it. Draw a card for each permanent you control. Basically, this is a 3/3. That's it. If for 10 mana, it's a 3/3. The first time you play it, that's literally it, because it's not going to get that Divinity counter on it. So it's just a 3/3 you paid 10 mana for, and your opponent's going to be laughing at you when you do that. And that's okay, because you're going to be the one laughing in the end. Here's the thing. Now, you can either bounce this back to your hand and replay it. You definitely can do that. Or you can just clone it, too, and be like, all right, I've cloned it. I get a counter. I can remove a counter. But I'm not going to do that, actually, because I'm going to proliferate first, and that's the thing. We have so many more ways to proliferate these days than we used to. So, get this in play with a Divinity counter on it, either as itself or as a clone copy of it, which most likely will sacrifice the original, and that's okay. And all of a sudden, you just start proliferating again and again and again and again. And then all of a sudden, you remove a counter and you go, draw a card for each permanent you control. Just by removing a counter from this, which is incredible, which is insane, because again, lands obviously count toward that. Anything else you have on the board counts towards that. Like treasures count toward that. Anything counts towards that. And you're just like, all right, I remove a counter. I'll draw 10. Okay, cool. All right, I got all these cards. Cool. All right, I got some like untap effects. All right, I'll do some crazy things with this. Or I'll do it again and again and again. You're basically storm off crazy style once you get going with this. And your opponents are going to be like, I just lost to a 10 mana 3/3. And you're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And finally, kind of inspired by Commander Greven il-Vec when I brought up earlier, but Progenitus, come on, it's so much fun. A 10/10 Hydra Avatar for 10 mana, that's double Wooburg. Protection from everything. If Progenitus we put into a grid from anywhere, reveal it, and shuffle its owner's library instead. I mean, this is very simple, very effective. It's a 10/10 that costs a lot to get into play, and it's got, well, hey, nothing can touch it. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's just completely unstoppable, right? It just means that it literally can't be blocked. Now, here's the thing, like, you can't actually attach things to it either. Like, you can't, like, put equipment on it. You can't put auras on it. Of course, anthems do work really well with it, and there are certain ones out there that turn this into a one-shot KO, basically. So, yeah, it is basically the, hey, do you have a response to this that's very specific? No? Okay. You do have any kind of a board wipe? I also have ways to protect my team anyway, so that's fine too. Yeah, no? Okay, I'm swinging at you. Can you block? Oh, you can't block it because it's got protection from everything. You can't target it. You can't block it. You can't do anything to it. And by the way, now you're gone. So it's just kind of like a, let's ramp, let's get it out, and let's do some crazy fun things with it, with some weird anthems, essentially, that benefit you, and then all of a sudden turn this into an absolute monster. I mean, it's already a monster, but turn it into literally an unstoppable monster. You're like, all right, do you have a response for it? And they're like, no. Swing. Bye-bye. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. As always, comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.